What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. I got my guys in here. I got Clayton and my guy Jim from up north, man. We're going to chop it up on another Sunday morning. How was y'all holiday, man?
It was great. It was warm. It was nice. I had a dog in my lap, my little one in my lap, trying to put toys together for the kids. So it was good.
That's all good. What
That's
about
all I
you, Jim?
needed.
How was your
Yeah,
holiday?
we had a good Christmas, big kind of family get together. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My sister had passed away back in 2019, and so we invited my niece and nephews over to be with us on Christmas because they lost their father a couple months ago. So we invited my niece and nephews over to be with us on Christmas because they lost their father a couple months ago. A little reverb going there. My niece and nephews over to be with us on Christmas because they lost their
Yeah. Wait a minute. I might have did something. Yeah, but
that was all
y'all
good.
still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, man. And this Christmas, man, was I had a good Christmas too. A lot of games was on, basketball, football. And first thing I want to get into, right, before we talk about the football or the basketball games, is like, what do y'all think about the NFL kind of stepping on the NBA's, like encroaching, the word you use, Jim, encroaching on their territory as far as that, the games and everything was for Christmas Day?
Yeah, I thought, when they announced the schedule, I didn't think anything about it. And then there was, a lot of people in KC were talking about the compressed time. They're going to play like 3 games in 11 days and how that's going to be rough. Of course, they won all 3 of them. But it didn't dawn on me until just a few days before Christmas that, hey, we always watch the NBA on Christmas. And
Right.
yeah, it was I was curious to see how that would all shake out. And of course I watched the KC game because, like I said, had family members in that are from the Kansas City area. And of course they're real big on the Chiefs. And and so we were watching that game, but then when the Ravens game was on, I started kind of flipping around and jumping back and forth because I wanted to see how the Timberwolves were doing. But I was surprised that they would make that move and to see how it would shake out. And the surprising thing is that was the highest rated NBA viewership in like 5 years.
Yeah.
And they had five games on. They don't have that many games on.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it ended up being a win-win, but I was curious to see how that would affect things.
Yeah.
I think the NBA viewership was up like 80-something% from previous years. So,
Yeah. I thought that it was a kind of bold move. I thought for the NFL to try to compete with them on that day. I think that I don't know, maybe the NFL maybe sensed some type of weakness though. You know what I mean? Like as far as the ratings for the NBA being down. So they was like, well, maybe we can get in there and and capitalize on it.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's the NFL made that move per se. Who's really making the move is the streaming at Netflix and the networks are battling now. Like to me, the NBA and the NFL is not competing with them. They getting their money. They got a great product. They've sold their product to everybody. Amazon pay them like $1 billion annually. CBS pay them like $2 billion. NBC, they paying them, right? And so and their season is, during the fall months. I don't think they said, let's go out and put Christmas games on. I think the Netflix said, I want to do something to get in this market. And I'm buying the product from you, NFL, and I'm going to put on a Christmas thing. So that was more about Netflix competing against you know, ABC, because ABC normally carries the NBA, you know, on Christmas, right? So yeah, and it was one of those things. Like, so I don't necessarily think the NFL was like coming after them. It's just the network. The network's trying to recoup their money. I got a great product now, so I'm gonna put it on Christmas, and
Yeah.
you know, and I'm a battle ABC. See, the networks are battling. It ain't the leagues anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Corey? Welcome to the stream.
What's up, Corey?
Hey man, what's happening?
Not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me see. Mr. X says that, you know, he says NBA sucks now, and that's good for the NFL. So
But even if the NBA is not sucking, it ain't gonna
Yeah.
put a dent in the NFL.
yeah.
Right.
The
You said-
NFL is the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yep.
yeah, they got a product, man, that it just seems like that product is just Teflon in a sense. It's like, you know, it's
Yeah,
always a narrative revolving around the NFL. It's always coming down to it's always got the theater involved in it, stuff like that. It's always competition. It's more team oriented. So they got a great product, man. And I don't know if the NBA has to be down for the NFL to, you know,
Oh.
excel. Yeah, I don't,
Right,
you know,
right.
And with the betting component to it,
absolutely.
it fits so well
Yeah.
into, you know, with the viewership, because it is the big dog. It is the number one
Yes.
sport in viewership and what people say is their favorite sport. And so you throw in that betting aspect to it, and how the FanDuels and the ESPNs and DraftKings have done not just straight up betting, but all the prop betting and all the other stuff, the in-game bets. They make it really easy for the viewers to stay engaged.
Yep.
Right.
Very easy.
So
And
let me
I
say.
think,
Go ahead, Clank. Go ahead.
I think we need to take our hat off to the NBA, to be honest, because if their viewership was up 80-something% going against the giant, that's the NFL, maybe
Yeah.
it's kudos to the NBA
Right.
Yeah.
or you know, the ABC, so to speak, you know?
Well, I was gonna say I'm leaning towards more like it's like the WWE, where you know you got to keep the storylines going and keep the fans intrigued and involved and engaged in it. And look how long the WWE has been in effect.
Yeah.
So the NFL is starting to adapt the same. The NBA is doing it. It's all to keep us tied into it so that they can make the money. It's all about the money.
Now, did all the games, like the games that ran while the NFL games were running, was the viewership good in those games as well, or was it just that last game with Golden State and the Lakers?
Now that I'm not sure about. I would tend to think that most people probably went back and forth between the games. You know what I mean? Because that's what I did. You know,
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that most people went back and forth between the games.
Yep.
But I still do think that, like, I just think that even though you said it, like the streaming networks or the networks that own the rights now put those games out there, I still think that that's kind of, by the NBA being down in their ratings, not just for Christmas, but I think that to have that extra competition is kind of it kind of hurts the NBA though. You know what I mean? For that extra competition to be out there.
Well, it hurts the networks that's bought the NBA.
Yeah.
Because the NBA got their money.
Right.
If you giving me 400 million, I think it's something like that. If you ESPN and you bought the NBA for 400 million annually, the NBA got their money.
Right. Yeah.
So now it's up to you to recoup. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but that's gonna hurt your like moving forward though. Like, who's gonna offer you that kind of money going forward if they know that you can't on Christmas Day, that you're not gonna be able to like the tide has shifted. You won't be able to beat the NFL on Christmas Day if the NFL takes that, if they take that panel away from the NBA.
But I think they got 10-year contracts or 5 year. I think they got a while to worry about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know
Yeah.
the NFL contracts are all the way until like 2030 something, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about that for a while. I mean, I got my money now. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure they're still trying to expand their brand and stuff. But yeah, I don't, you know, the networks need to think about these things before they go
Yeah.
investing in these leagues. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I think.
Yeah, I kind of I agree with what where Corey's leaning there with all the storylines and all the drama. And that's what the NFL does really well is the social media aspect of it and getting you know all the insiders out there and the Pat McAfee's talking about different things and pushing their storylines and pushing their narratives. And I mean, we were talking about it a little bit last week, right? Who's going to be the MVP? And sure enough, Lamar had a great performance, and his name's back in there, right? So is it Saquon? Is it Allen? Is it Lamar? And all those kinds of things. As long as we keep talking about those things and keep eyes on it and everything, that's the thing that the NBA is struggling to do is create those narratives.
Yeah.
Right.
And so now, and so that goes into like what Mr. X is saying, right? And this is why, because he says that no one plays defense anymore in the NBA. It's just everyone chucking up 3-point shots and that load management thing. So
Yeah, we
now,
talked about this about not having the hand check anymore, right?
Right. And so if the product for the NBA right now is not what, you know, not the best that everybody think it is, that kind of makes the NBA vulnerable, you know what I mean, to the NFL as far as like ratings are concerned. And so
Yeah,
that's
but even when the NBA, I just don't think it's fair to compare the NBA to NFL. Nothing competes with that. Like, even when the NBA was great, it wasn't going to outdo the NFL. That's just a whole nother monster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I understand that the product is really poor right now. It's real poor. I think it's poor because they're trying to create certain things instead of letting the things happen. Like, even with the NFL, these narratives and stuff there, it's a product of the game. It's a product of the competition. And now you have these storylines emerging as a result of the competition. The NBA has changed the rules and all this other stuff, trying to create something as opposed to letting the competition create it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, right.
Go ahead, Corey.
Well, and that's why I use the WWE. Like, you have to have something to keep the fans tuning in every week. So what get me is that we pulling to streaming now. So for me, I'm from channel 13, 45, channel 2, you know, stuff like that. I'm from that era. So now we gotta stream the entertainment. So when you add Prime Video in for the NFL, now we opening up a different market, but are we being satisfied as fans? Is the game changed because of streaming? You know what I mean? Is the sports better because of streaming? In my opinion, no. It's just another avenue of marketing to make money. And we as fans are losing because they're not, to me, in my eye, because like the gentleman said, we got the FanDuel, the DraftKings, stuff like that. Now everybody is chasing the dollar. The players, the organizations, everything is driven now. Let's see how we can get this next financial part. How can we grow this? How can we make it the marketing? How can we do this? That's just what it just seems like to me. Is just scrambling it to keep us allured, to be attracted to this stuff, to watch it, even though the content is trash.
Are you speaking about the NFL or the NBA?
All of, yes, the NBA, and even I'm going with baseball too as well.
Well, yeah, because Major League Baseball is
Yeah.
Right, well, let me ask y'all this. Because you got two different. You got football that's mainly NFL football is mainly an American sport, mainly consumed by like North America, right? and you got basketball that is like international.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you think about it like that, when basketball, they already knew that they had the American market. So when they expand, they did things to appeal to markets outside of the United States, right? So
Mhm.
did they kind of compromise the league in order to expand it and to make it appealing to other countries?
Well, that's
I
what it
think
is. They driving that narrative to make more money. That's why
But I don't,
Netflix is involved. That's why Netflix is involved now.
but I don't believe they compromised their product to expand it. Michael Jordan expanded it. I think they compromised their product trying to get high scoring, less defense, less low scoring games, thinking that it's boring for the consumer to watch. That's when they compromised their sport, in my opinion. But
So
not to expand it. The stars expanded it.
Go ahead,
you
Jim.
don't think they were marketing towards the European and the Asian viewers with a more European game?
Yeah, that's my point there. Yeah.
Well, now,
NBA did it. NBA did it with the shooting the threes, the Euro style basketball.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're talking about, the NBA, right? So because like the game, if you look at NBA basketball now and compare it to the game that we used to seeing in the 90s, it's different. You know what I mean? It's not as physical. You have people shooting threes. There's no mid-range game. There's very little low post game, right? And so that style of basketball is probably more so that the other countries can maybe they like that style of basketball, that you know what I mean, the European style of basketball.
But with the European style of basketball, but even with the Euro step and all these things, right? Is it you adjusting your league because more of those players are coming into your league because of your expansion and you're inspiring people all around the world? Or are you doing that to try to appeal to that audience? Because to me, that audience has already been attracted to your game. This is how you get all these foreign players, like the guy that played in San Antonio and
Wemby.
No, not the new kid. No, I'm talking about
Manu Ginobili.
Ginobili and some of these guys, Dirk Nowitzki and all these guys. A lot of these guys said they really got inspired watching the Dream Team and stuff. So now that they're coming into your league, maybe you start adding these things to help them adapt and be a part of it. But I just think the taking the hand check out, making it less physical, stuff like that, because you're trying to, for whatever reason, they thought high scoring was going to be attractive. And I think that's where they compromised themselves.
Well, and then to switch the narrative to NBA, that's how the NFL did when we started making it a passing thing more with the quarterback. When you had defense was prominent, back in the 90s. So then we turned it around and turned it more into an offensive thing, with the Tom Brady, so then you get the Brady rule. But
it don't hurt the NFL brain.
No,
for whatever reason, it don't hurt their brain.
Well, I'd say even with all the rule changes to help kind of minimize injuries and concussions and all that, hey man, that's still a physical game.
Yes.
You are not going to remove hitting out of the NFL. And those, I mean, you're talking about the elites playing that game, that, that the violence is still there.
Yeah. And I think, in my opinion, go ahead, Corey.
Go ahead, Mike. No,
well,
go ahead,
in my
Mike.
opinion, I just think that the NFL, because they cater to a smaller market, especially and they have a specialty, almost like a niche sport, that they have more room for error. No matter what the NFL do, we are going, like, if it goes to a running game, we appreciate the running game. If they pass a lot, we appreciate the passing. We appreciate defense. You know what I mean? So if they decided, well, all right, so now this is going to be the defensive era, the era of big hits. We like big hits. This is going to be the era of long passes, deep passes. So the NFL has their margin of error, because, you know what I mean? Like, that's, like I said, an American sport, they can do that. But the NBA, because they are now international and they're bringing in foreign players, and not only that, when you bring in foreign players, you're bringing in players who you just don't want, you want not just the foreign market, but you want like the foreign, like almost like the novelty type fan. You know what I mean? So you want kids from the different countries who are going to appeal to not just the diehard fans of those countries, but the fans who are, you know what I mean? Like Michael Jordan had like a crossover appeal. Like he appealed to people who really didn't, you know what I mean? Really didn't like basketball. They could take a leave basketball, but because he was so captivating, he appealed to, you know, to the everyday, the ordinary fan. And so the NBA, I think, was reaching for those. They just tried to, you know, they swung for the fences and they just tried to reach for everybody. And that's hard to do on an international basis.
Mm. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's just
powerful.
my opinion.
yeah,
Right,
nah.
that's powerful, Mike. That's powerful.
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
powerful.
And so, yeah. And so now, like, so what Panama Queen said, great live, gentlemen, diehard Bulls fans here is just, I mean, see, NBA is just not watchable anymore. And I think, so it's almost a situation where as though if you try to please everybody, you wind up not pleasing anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, you know, that's the situation, in my opinion, that's the situation that the NFL finds itself in. And
You mean
now,
the NBA?
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right. Thanks, Clay. The NBA.
You gotta be real dedicated to sit down and watch a full game.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Especially
And with the streaming and all the highlights, people are just going to wait for the game to be over and then just get on and watch 10 minutes of highlights and be done.
right. And we spoke about that too. Like if you can just watch the highlights of a basketball game and really pretty much just get the gist of it, then that means that like the science that come along with playing the basketball games, like, you know, like the chess match between the coaches, you know what I mean, the test the wills between the two, you know what I mean, the two star players on each team. If you take that out of there and it's just about the 3-pointer or even a dunk, what, you know what I mean, low post moves, you know what I mean, the mid-range game, you know, all that stuff is out the window.
Yeah, but that's why the NFL came up with the red zone. So that way you can get just each game that played, particularly that day, they show you the highlights. So for those who don't want to sit there and partake in just watching the game through its entirety, you just jump on the red zone, and then everything that's going on as far as offensive to a score, they'll show it to you in a small little clip it.
Right.
So
right.
you know, that's for those who don't have the patience to sit there and watch it, you know. So
Yeah. And so let me
I'll venture to say though, even though the European style might been, you know, a little different, I still like to think that it's a lot more competitive. I still like to think that those Euro leagues play defense and they, you know, challenge each other. I think it's a lot more competitive. So I'm not even sure if this brand of basketball is even appealing to a foreign market just because you allow Euro steps and things of this nature. I still think it's competitive.
You make a great point, right, Clayton? Because some of the European players said that it's even easier to score in the NBA than it is in some of those European leagues.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. It's watered down a little bit too much for even the European players.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me read the Mr. X said, I love the low post game. And he also, I'm not sure if Mr. X. All right, Mr. X also says that watching the big men do their thing in the paint, you know. And so yeah, man. I mean, we're like who in the NBA now has like footwork like Hakeem Olajuwon?
Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that anymore. Nah.
That's crazy. And
No.
even in the mid-range game, when I was watching, go ahead, Clayton.
No, I was gonna say I would give the Joker some credit because he's got some moves down around the block and stuff like that. But it's not a lot of big men that's playing like that in the post. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so upset with the Timberwolves, man. They got rid of Karl Anthony Towns and they're just struggling down underneath.
Yeah.
Well, some say they were struggling with him.
Right.
Underneath.
But
they thought he settled too much for long jump shots. Yeah.
You still need a big man, man. You need a big man.
Yeah. The Knicks rolling with him though. But go ahead. Yeah.
No. Any chance I get to badmouth the
Minnesota.
yeah, I mean, 'cause that's my team.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So like, what do you think about though? As far as like, all right, so let's talk about the games, the NBA games that was played on Christmas, right? And so we had the Celtics and the Sixers played each other, and I was surprised that the Sixers wound up winning that game. Now was that the game when Joel Embiid was arguing with the referee? Was that game?
I didn't see it.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I don't remember. I think that was the game before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're probably right. But yeah, so the Celtics did.
But
beat them.
Embiid had a good game. I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights. Yeah, the 76ers were efficient.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think I was like I said, I was surprised that the Sixers won. I just think that Joel Embiid just need to be more consistent and step up like his leadership role, for the younger guys on that team.
I think at this point he is who he is.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
true. Yeah.
I'm with Clayton.
Yeah,
I'm with Clayton. Yeah, you ain't gonna get nothing no different.
It is what it is. Is Paul George back in the lineup yet?
No, he didn't play the last game. No,
he's not back yet.
No. All right. So Panama Queen say I agree. The Euro players are on a different level, and think about it in the past 4 MVPs and the NBA players from other countries. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
That's real.
Yeah, they definitely, dominating in the NBA. So yeah.
I will say this though. I did enjoy the finish with Golden State and the Lakers. That was a good finish. Yeah. That was an excellent finish. It was competitive, and that goes to show you, man. Like if Steph Curry and LeBron is still a major draw in the league, that really speaks a lot to these young stars and where they are, and and how much they emerge. Because that game was the marquee game. You had that game as your marquee game. Yeah. So, and that's what I think.
It was an engaging game the whole way through.
Yeah.
And it didn't disappoint down in the end when Warriors were just battling, just trying to keep pace. And then down at the end, man, Steph took over, man. It was fun.
Yeah. It was fun to watch, but it's just crazy. And I think that's what's wrong with the NBA. It's like, it's so star driven that they constantly keep trying to create these stars instead of just letting them emerge. What's going to make them emerge is fucking competition. Right. That's what's going to make them emerge. Competition, but they keep trying to make this shit, and to me it falls short. But that was an excellent finish. When he shot that 3 in the corner, Steph, in the corner with time running down, I was I thought that was it. But then the kid on the corner, Lakers, came back and hit that 2-pointer. And LeBron ran away from. Well, I ain't gonna say LeBron ran away from the shot. They got the ball out. They doubled them. They got the ball out of his hand. Again, another guy closing it out.
You was right. He ran away.
Yeah. You was right, Clayton. He ran. Yeah. He ran.
He don't want no parts of that big moment. He just wanted to
By the way, Paul George played 32 minutes last night.
Oh, they beat the Jazz last night. But that was a big win for them beating the Celtics, though. You got to give them some. That was a big win. That was a big win. Maybe they'll get some momentum behind that. Yeah, but I'm just not an Embiid fan. I'm just not. I can't.
Me neither. That's a big disappointment.
I'm not a big fan of no big man that shoot jumpers. I just don't. Mid-range.
How about Wemby though? How about Wemby?
I don't like it. I don't like it. You're the tallest man. What is he? 7'4"?
7'4", 6. Is he 7'6" or 4?
I think it's either way. You should not come outside that paint. If he should be getting more 3-second calls than anybody in NBA history. No way
I mean,
he
but
can come outside that paint.
but that's what he was doing over in France, right? I mean, from
7-3?
France,
7-3.
7'3". So he's from France, right?
Got to
Yeah,
be taller than 7'3". That's all he is.
yeah.
He's listed 7'3".
Oh wow.
But
I
that's
thought he
still
was
tall, though.
7. I thought he was. Yeah, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
man,
That's
you
still
gotta
tall.
His
appreciate that, Mike.
His
I,
wingspan is 8.
you gotta appreciate that, Mike. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Look, Clay,
7'3" shooting threes.
Yeah, this kid a unicorn, huh?
no, he not a unicorn. Look, back in
He
the
had-
day, Manute Bol, when Manute Bol was shooting them threes, Manute Bol was 7 feet 6 inches tall. They didn't go for that in the NBA. Then you had
Mike.
Brad Sellers. Brad Sellers. Remember Brad Sellers played for the Chicago
Yeah,
Bulls?
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
Brad Sellers could do all that stuff. Ralph Sampson was an athlete. He could
Right.
dribble behind the bag, and Ralph Sampson was an athlete, man. But the NBA just didn't go for that.
Bro. But these guys couldn't do this like Wemby's doing it, man.
They just didn't
Right.
do it. They didn't do it. I think they didn't do it. They could do it.
They
I
couldn't
just
do
think
it.
that they didn't
They
do it.
couldn't. I'm gonna go with they couldn't do it.
I think
They couldn't
do
handle
it.
the ball like Wemby be handling the ball. Like he pushing
Maybe.
it from one end of the court to the other.
But what is that necessary? Is that going to win? Like, you got to do what it takes to win. That's the way. That's the reason why Wilt Chamberlain didn't have as many championships as Bill Russell. You know what I mean? He relied.
No, that's
mainly on
because of the
athleticism.
team. That's because
Well,
of the teams, man.
Yeah, but
Don't get me
just
wrong.
athleticism.
Bill would outplay him, but that was the team, man. Come on, man.
Bill Russell did outplay him.
Bruh.
He did outplay him.
He
Yeah,
also had Kuzi.
bruh.
Yeah, he had
When-
Cousy. Yeah, he had a
Yeah.
nice,
right.
he had 11. He had what? Several different other Hall of Famers around him. That's true.
When you win, I think it was 8 straight and 11 overall. When
Right.
you win in those many championships, your team is loaded, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was loaded, but I thought that he could have did more though, man. I just
And-
think that.
And
Okay.
check this out. I know you don't like the big man shooting, but Wemby's shooting 32% from 3 at 7'4", 3, whatever he listed at. That come on, man. You gotta
That's
appreciate
amazing,
that.
man.
That's
You got to.
amazing.
That's amazing, man.
And he's throwing in the defense.
And he plays defense. He's a rim protector. He block. Come on, man. He got a mid range. He drive to the basket. I don't know, man. I know how you feel, Mike, but this kid different.
Yeah,
He a
He's not a
unicorn,
role-
Clayton.
Yeah, he
I
different.
got it. Now I do appreciate the fact that he played defense and he a rim protector. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I just think that I don't like the jumpers from the big man. But all right. So Mr. X says the first European player to impress me was Drazen Petrovic. The dude was nice.
Whoa, I remember that.
Drazen
Yeah.
was no joke.
Yeah,
what
he
do you
wasn't.
play for? New Jersey, the Nets. He
Yeah.
played
I
for the Nets.
forget what team. He going
Yeah.
back now. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
you going back. Yeah. He was with the New
See,
Jersey Nets.
Drazen Petrovic also too was a physical. He was a physical, like he could play he played in a tough era, but he could play in any era because he was like a physical, a ball player. So you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And yeah, Drazen Petrovic was that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He could
I
play.
like Petrovic.
Sabonis, he was foreign, right?
Yeah, so
Mhm.
Sabonis, where'd he come from? Like Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His son in the league now, right?
I like his son. I like his
Yeah, I
son.
like his son. I
like
like him.
His
Yes.
son is with the team, the Kings, right?
Yep, Sacramento.
King.
Yep.
The team that just fired Mike Brown. They just fired Mike Brown.
Yeah,
They let Mike Brown go?
Let me
Mike
ask
Brown is
y'all
gone.
this.
Mhm.
What do y'all think about the Kings getting rid of Mike Brown?
I didn't know. You just put me, you just schooling me.
Yeah, so Mike Brown was like halfway through his 3rd season. I think it was a 5-year deal, and
Mhm.
he won Coach of the Year like recently or something like that. And so
What did they finish last year?
they made it to the play-in game last year, I think.
Playing? That was it?
Yeah, or the first round or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know they at least had the playing game on the first round. But yeah, they let Mike
But
Brown go.
well, well, I mean, right now they below 500, and last year I think I'm looking at it now. Last year they finished 48-34. So it's some expectations on that team. You know what I'm saying? The talent there. You went to the playoffs last year, and right now I think they like 13 and something. So
Yeah, they was like 18 and 13. So
yeah.
look,
So it's expectation.
but before Mike Brown, they had a 16-year playoff drought.
I
you know,
understand.
and so this is a great point right here, Panama Queen. Watch for Fox to be gone, and I think the main reason, in my opinion, I think one of the main reasons that Mike Brown is gone, I think because him and Fox wasn't getting along.
Got into it. I
Yeah,
did hear something about
yeah.
that.
So
DeAndre Fox. Yeah,
DeAndre Fox and
DeAndre
Mike Brown
Fox. Yeah.
wasn't getting along,
Yeah.
and so and that DeAndre Fox is managed by Clutch Sports. That's Rich Paul and
Yeah.
those guys. So they famous for getting Mike Brown fired.
Yeah. Got him out of Cleveland. Wasn't he in Cleveland with Braun?
They ran him out of Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, that's possible. They did say it was something they had words with him and Fox. So I don't know. But I mean, it is some expectation there though, because they got a talented squad, so I don't know.
Yeah, Rich Paul will run you out. He'll run Mike Brown out of town in a minute. So yeah. I just think that with these coaching jobs, man, like it's hard for you to coach if you don't have like a relationship with your star player and you don't have that trust with your star player, then it's hard for you to really coach and be honest with your players. Because they'll run you out of town. That too, you like that too will like in a winning organizations, like you're not going to do that in Miami. You know what I mean? You're not going to do that in San Antonio where they have like established cultures. And every team, most of the teams that I see that don't have those established cultures, it just take them so long to get back to like winning form because they allow their star players to even Michael Jordan didn't run the Bulls.
He didn't run the Bulls, no.
Jerry Krause and the other Jerry, man.
They run some things past him and Pip, like when they brought Rodman over, they run it past him, but they didn't run it, because if that was the case, Bill Cartwright wouldn't have never been a Bull, because Mike didn't want him at all. Yeah, Mike did not want that cat. So yeah, you're right.
The game was run different back in the day, though.
Yeah. And Magic didn't run the Lakers. Bird didn't run the Celtics. No. And nor did they didn't even want to. No. You know what I mean? Those guys, they didn't even want to run the team like that. You know what I mean? So let me ask y'all this. Because they do have like superstars in the NBA now who think that they do run these organizations, right? And so how come more superstars are not like open to being coached like the superstars back in the day? Like, why are they not open to being coached?
Well, we can go to LeBron. Like, let's just go to LeBron with even with my Lakers. I mean, and I don't know why I had that this process has evolved into superstars, of that man. I don't know, why would you want to take on the coaching aspect of a team when you're a star? Like, just be who you are and contribute to your team. So I don't know why you want to facilitate. That's too much responsibility for a player in my book. I just want to do my job.
Not even qualify for.
Exactly. I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, let me focus on my position and what I can contribute to my team and just play my part. I wouldn't want to have all that pressure. That's a lot of pressure to try, because if you make wrong decisions, they point the finger at you. You know what I mean? And it's like you got everything's coming your way. Even though you're gonna have that, but just be the dominant player that the team brought you to, brought you to the team to be. That's my focus on it.
Yeah, I can't say. I don't know if they don't want to be coached. Like, I think the great ball players, the ones that excel and become elite, I think they're very much open to being coached. Especially if you had the kind of cachet that gets respect from the players. I think they want to be coached. I think they're always working on their game, and I think I think they take tutelage from other players and other great players and stuff like, or great coaches. I think they do. I mean, you might have a few people. I mean, it seems like that's the attitude of the NBA, but I don't necessarily think the great players are like that.
What you
Well,
think,
I mean,
Jim? What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, no, I think social media has a lot to do with how we perceive these guys.
Yes.
And so I'm not an insider. I don't know how well these guys are taking advice, giving advice, being mentors, being coached.
Mm-hmm.
But from the social media aspect of it, I mean, it does feel like there are those guys that are kind of, they're perceived as the prima donnas and you can't tell me nothing kind of attitude.
Yeah. All right.
I know of one example, Mike. I mean, he's not an all-star, but he's on the verge of being. And I know this for a fact with the kid in Toronto, Quickly. He's constantly seeking out coaching, trying to improve. He called other players. He tapped into coaches and stuff like that, constantly working on his game. He's chasing greatness. And I think it's an element in the league like that that's chasing greatness. And I just think, like, a lot of the great players, they want that. They want that coaching.
I would like to see that kind of attitude out of Anthony Edwards. But when Ant gets in front of the camera, he kind of projects this image like he's not that kind of guy. I don't know if he's that kind of guy or not, but what he said the other night is, yeah, fuck it, I'm not doing overtime and just put the shot up and won. And that comes across as a little arrogant, and so people start thinking and filling in the gaps based off of what they see in the media.
Right.
And
I don't know if that's a fair, but I don't know if that's a fair assessment. That's all.
Exactly. Because
you're right though, Jim.
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yep.
But I think maturity plays a part with him as well too. So I think he has to learn the hard way.
Well, let me just say this. All right, let me make this statement then. So if you say that maturity plays a part in it, right? So if maturity plays a part in it, then not only maturity should play a part in it, then your background. And so Kenny Smith made a point about the upbringing of Michael Jordan, right? So if you look at Michael Jordan's upbringing, come from a two-parent household. He's a two-parent household, and then he goes to play under one of the greatest coaches who ever coached basketball. So he's coming from two structured environments. He knows how to win, number one, and then he knows how to, Mike knows how to take instruction from authority. Even though he's the greatest player, in the NBA, he knows how to take instruction from authority. And so now if you look at the same thing with Kobe Bryant, come from a two-parent household. Now Kobe didn't go to college, but Kobe do understand how to take instruction from authority figures. Look at Steph Curry. Steph Curry comes from a two-parent household. His father played in the NBA. And you can look at the way Steph Curry interacts with Steve Kerr and the respect that he has for Steve Kerr. Not only Steve Kerr, but Mark Jackson. So he respects and he understands the importance of authority. Then so now on the other hand, we look at LeBron James, not really trying to, but he don't come from that background. And so LeBron James does things differently than all of the guys who I just mentioned.
But listen,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you an example though that comes from single parent. Kevin Durant. To me, Kevin Durant is very much open to coaching. He might not be able to take criticism from media, but he's very much open to coaching.
I'm gonna push back on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna push back on that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna push back by just saying that, like, Kevin Durant is, and he falls, in my opinion, he falls under the same category as LeBron James does, because he's a gifted athlete. LeBron is a gifted athlete, and they think that they can do it all on their own, not understanding not understanding like how important, like, having the right management, and not understanding how important it is to be able to follow leadership. You know what I mean? Like, LeBron James, once he was under the tutelage of Pat Riley, all right, you left Cleveland. In my opinion, LeBron James should have stayed in Miami. You know, once, you know, he should have really stayed in Miami under Pat Riley. Once Michael Jordan got Phil Jackson, and then Kobe Bryant got Phil Jackson. Then you had Larry Bird, had Red Auerbach, and what was the guy named Casey? What was the coach name in
Casey Jones?
Casey Jones. You know, once you have those type of that type of leadership in front of you, and then, you know, LeBron, we may very well be talking about LeBron James as the GOAT had he stayed in Miami and just let Pat Riley do his thing. What you disagree?
I mean, no, I agree with what you're saying. Auburn never considered him the GOAT. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
But I'm gonna say Kevin Durant is different from that. Kevin Durant, when you got a good coach with cachet, when he went to Golden State, you ain't never had no problem with Kevin Durant and Steve Kerr and the coaching staff. He never bucked authority.
You know, I think
Kevin Durant,
I think you're right. I think Kevin Durant and Steve Kerr, they liked each other. And as a matter of fact, Kevin Durant liked the coaching staff, because didn't he try to take one of the coaches from what was the coach, the young coach, they tried to give him a job. What was that? Nash? Did he try to get Nash a job in
No, they got Nash. I think they brought Nash to the Nets.
Right.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Kyrie was like, well, we don't really need no coach. I mean, because Nash didn't have no cachet. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin Durant liked Nash, though.
Okay.
It was Kyrie who didn't. Yeah,
Right,
Kevin Durant liked Nash. It was Kyrie who did.
And then when he went to Phoenix, wasn't Monty still there?
Yeah, I think
And I
so.
thought he followed direction there and played. Kevin Durant don't buck authority. He just buck criticism that comes his way from the media, you know, especially when it's coming from Stephen A. But I give KD credit, man.
Yeah, all right. Well, I rescind that. But yeah, man, I just think that, you know, like, the younger generation got to know that there's a role that you know, that good coaching and good management play in the success and the shaping of their legacy as far as, you know, their career is concerned.
And I don't want Ant-Man. I don't want Ant-Man to lose that childlike nature he got. Like, yeah, definitely carry himself a certain way, but part of that is what makes him play the way he play and drive, like that arrogance, that attitude. But I love it. I love that kid energy in him, because that's infectious. That make you. I like his smile. I like the bravado. I don't think it's ill intent. Me personally, you know what I mean?
My whole point was, it can be perceived.
Yes, it can.
Because we don't know what's going on.
Right.
Yes.
So if we're trying to analyze, you know, who could be coaching, who can't, that's tough. Because
but see, that's the thing too with perception, right? So with Ant-Man and any of them play, I would say go do you, because you can't get consumed with that. Whatever makes you tick, you gotta lean into it and do you. You know what I mean? But I love his charisma. I do. I just wish he stopped settling for these long threes. I just wish he'd get downhill and use his natural athleticism, use everything in his bag, you know?
Yeah, like Ja Morant.
Ja Morant, yeah. I just wish Ja Morant get a midi, get a jump shot, because then he'd be unstoppable, you know?
Yeah. But how tall is Ja Morant? What is he, like 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, he's small, yeah.
To have, you know, like, his mid-range, to have a mid-range game, that's gonna be tough for him to be at that, you know, have a mid-range game at 6'3".
Well, he can get the space for himself. That's why I say develop that. Right. He gets downhill like nobody's business.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that you're so afraid of that, he can create space and just stop and pop, you know. And the mid-range always open, Mike. You know that.
Oh yeah, now, yeah, definitely nowadays, you're
Always
right.
open. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's my guy though. Hmm?
and for a lot of players, like once they develop a great mid-range game, that's just like a layup. You know what I mean? Like, what's the guy named Joe? What was his name? Joe Johnson. His mid-range game, Joe Johnson mid-range games was
It was
terrible.
sick. It was
It
sick.
was terrible. You
It
know,
was
like
sick.
unstoppable.
Yeah, it was
Um,
sick.
yeah, man. So, all right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some NFL, right? Now the I thought, did y'all check the Ravens game out on Christmas Day?
Yes.
Man, only one play in that game made that really upset me, right? And that's when the Ravens was had the ball deep in their own territory. And I said, now I'm looking at the play before the play even started. And I said, watch this guy. What was the guy? Henry. I said, watch Henry give them 2 points. I basically, when they handed him the ball, all he had to do was just fall forward. But he went east and west, you know what I mean, and wound up getting pushed back into the end zone.
Well,
I was like,
Houston got penetration on that play. He tried to bounce it out. They got penetration.
But down there, you can't bounce it out. You just got to take what you get, like that. You know, you taking a big risk when you try to bounce it out.
What I thought they should have did was Lamar should have just took it. Lamar should have just took it, because from that penetration was always in the game. Houston was always getting in there.
Yeah.
So it was a delayed play for me with Derrick Henry. Because see, Henry, to me, going up in the middle, a lot of times, a lot of teams we played this season, they keying off on him with that. So I'm thinking for me to just push back a little bit, Lamar should have just ran a quarterback keeper.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should have let Ricard be the lead block, follow the fullback, hand it off, just get you some space. Right. I mean, you know what that's all you had to do, technically.
That made more sense.
Yeah, put him behind the fullback and run. But that solo thing, he got pressure.
Tall Monkey be getting arrogant sometimes. He get a little cocky a little bit sometimes with it. Yeah, he get it because that was a cocky play. Yeah. That was a cocky play to hand that ball off to Derrick Henry. To me, in the end zone, like I said, I would have just did a quarterback keeper.
Yeah, Derrick got a little cute with it too.
Yeah, he tried to bounce it out.
Yeah, you was doing.
I just thought he got. But other than that play right there, I just thought that the Ravens looked good.
I wish Tunk was here because I got to tell Tunk that he makes a point about CJ Stroud hitting that sophomore slump, this second year. And in this game, don't get me wrong, the Ravens dominated, but CJ looked absolutely pedestrian at best. He looked shook out there.
Yeah.
It was almost like, I don't understand what he had this one guy open in the flat, a little soft screen, and it was nothing but daylight. And the game was still nipped and tucked at this point. Dude would have took that to the house. He threw the ball, overthrew him. I mean, he was shook. So I will say the Texans kind of helped the Ravens a lot. CJ did.
I agree with you.
He played so poor, Yeah. And I thought they should have ran Joe Mixon more. But the Ravens look like they leaning into their formula. I will say the defense looked like they turning the corner a little bit. So it's going to be interesting in the playoffs. You're going to see. It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
I want to see some consistency out of the Ravens defense, though.
Well, last few weeks, they've been solid.
Yeah.
They've been solid ever since they moved Hamilton back. I mean, they moved Marlon Humphreys back. I'm sorry, they moved him back in the safety position. That whole dynamic has changed. So they made a few adjustments, and they're looking pretty good defensively. So we're gonna see how it goes.
All the elite teams in the AFC are starting to rise.
Yeah.
Because that KC game, people was thinking it was going to be close, and it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close.
Right.
Yeah.
It was not close.
And here's the thing, because we talked about this a lot. The O-line for KC has been suspect all year.
All year.
And the last 3 games since they moved Tony to the outside, it's been rock solid. It's been rock solid, and people, the opposition's probably got to be taking notice that they're starting to pick up some steam going into the playoff.
Right.
And I mean,
Right.
it's in my mind, it's a 3-team race.
All right.
3-team race.
What are 3 teams?
Yeah, Ravens, Bills, Chiefs.
Ravens.
Absolutely.
Bills.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I like I said, with the Baltimore team, as always, I just gotta wait and when they get in the post and see. I gotta wait and see. That's it. Because for whatever reason, it ain't even about Baltimore. They keep saying, they put it on the team and stuff, but Lamar, you got to call it what it is. In the playoffs, his numbers look horrible. It ain't even just losing to Kansas City last year. They try to make it seem like Kansas City is the only team they can't beat. He loses to everybody in the postseason, and his numbers are bad. So I'm waiting to see that. They look good. They look like they ready. Maybe this the year. You know what I'm saying? Where they do a little damage, but I got to see it, man. I really do.
I'm the same way. I just got to see it too.
I got to see it. Also, I'm going to say this about Kansas City. That other tight end is starting to emerge. The guy Watson.
Oh yeah.
So everybody paying so much.
He's a big wide receiver. He's not their other tight end.
No, he playing tight end though.
Oh, was he?
So they put him in the slot?
Yeah, I think they put him at tight end.
Oh, okay.
Is he in the slot?
I don't know.
I just know this guy, number 84.
Justin Watson.
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played traditionally wide receiver for the Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Has he?
But he's a big guy. He's a big
guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes is sending a lot of balls his way now.
Okay. I thought he was a tight end. His size and the routes the route combination he runs.
He looked like a tight end out there. Yeah,
he's coming on. He's coming on.
Yeah. And because he's so big, and he's going up a lot of times, he's probably going up against like the third cornerback. You know what I mean? And safeties, you know what I mean? So he is a matchup problem because you know what I mean. Like you can't put your number 1 on him, and then so. He's gonna be a matchup problem. That's gonna be.
He like Mark Andrews. He like Mark Andrews as a wide receiver.
Yeah. And what I like too now is I also like that Marquise Brown is back for them. So everybody's catching the ball. Like Patrick he's spreading the wealth around. They got so much balance right now in the run game and in the passing game.
Yeah.
And now the defense starting to come back to form. So yeah. Kansas City it's gonna be something, man.
We gonna get them.
Let me ask y'all this real quick. Panama Queen says that Derrick Henry should be in the MVP conversation as well. What do y'all think about that?
Oh man, it's tough. I think offensive player of the year conversation is tough.
Yeah.
And that's that's what's gonna make it tough on Lamar as well. Because both of them.
Yeah.
See, everybody thinks
the stats though.
It ain't about stats. It's not about stats. It's not about stats. Like I listened to 2 guys on TV that both have a vote, and they both talking like it's hard. And Josh Allen, it's not about stats. Yes, Lamar's having the best year, but his best stats don't mean most valuable. To be the most valuable is something different. Because last year Lamar didn't have
Clay. But hold up, but we have to use the stats though. We have to use the numbers. We got to use the numbers because
they didn't use
Josh Allen.
They didn't use the numbers. They didn't use the numbers last year.
Yeah,
they didn't. Lamar didn't have the numbers last year, and they gave it to him because the Ravens had the best record. So you understand what I'm saying? It's not about
So, but that's what I'm saying. Now you got to use the numbers, your stats now.
No, you don't. Buffalo got a better record. They beaten all these teams and stuff, and his stats are there. His stats are there. Huh?
Leaning towards Josh Allen being MVP. That's in the discussion.
Well, he been leading up until these last few weeks. Now they brought Lamar back into the discussion.
Because
But-
of what? The numbers.
Well, they of course because of the stats. But what I'm saying to you is, just because you're having the best statistical year doesn't mean you're the most valuable. I've heard 2 reporters that got votes still talking about what's going to make it hard for Lamar is because he's got all this talent around him.
Mhm.
You got Derrick Henry in the backfield having an MVP type season. You got Zay Flowers going to 1,000 yards. You got Likely. You got Andrews. You got all these weapons. Josh Allen don't have nothing. He's got total touchdowns and almost in the 40.
Well, he got the running back. He got his running back.
But he's not. But he's not having no. He don't have no. He's not an all world. You know, he's
Yeah,
not having
he's
that
not.
kind of season.
He not Saquon or Derrick
Yeah,
Henry.
he's not
Yeah,
that.
he not Saquon or Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's what's gonna make up. To be honest,
but listen, I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying we fortunately to have these numbers we have in this season.
yes.
But this season, Lamar numbers are better than last season. In
Yes,
my
they
opinion.
are. Yes, they are. But the Ravens' record isn't.
Okay,
It's always
but
been-
we're
it's
talking
always-
MVP. But
and
we
Lamar's-
talking MVP.
And Lamar is sharing a backfield with a guy that's pushing 2,000 yards rushing. So
I
is
don't
he the
dis-
most valuable? But is he the
Okay.
most valuable?
Okay, what I'm saying to you, all right. So from that standpoint, right? I'm
Yes.
not disagreeing with you.
I
But to throw
understand.
the ball and to run the ball and your completions and your IT is down, you can't point the finger at nobody but Lamar.
But they can say that because Derrick Henry is there running like that, it's opening everything up, making it easy for Lamar to have these kind of games. Keep his passing down in the 20s. He's very efficient. They are capitalizing when they're in the red zone. But because you have Derrick Henry in the backfield doing what he does, it's opening everything up. Maybe that's why Lamar's having an unprecedented season that he's never had. Maybe.
Man, I don't
It's
know
just-
about
it's
that
always-
one, Clay.
They
It's always a
they work
subjective
hand in hand.
conversation.
Huh?
It's always a subjective conversation. And,
Yes,
and
it is.
I've seen people online arguing about, okay, what happens if you put Lamar behind the Bills line and you put Josh Allen in playing those what if games, right?
Yep.
And,
Right.
And so that's how I think
Yeah.
that's how people start to talk about
Yeah.
the defining what MVP really means.
And I'm not saying Lamar not going to get it. I'm just saying to you what the conversation is. Lamar has a better team, and that's
I mean,
helping
but-
his stats.
Okay, right. And I'm not like I said, I'm not disagreeing it, but I'm just speaking on Lamar, his personal accomplishments he made this season, in my opinion, puts him in the MVP top and top of discussion.
Oh,
Just
he's in the
based
him and Josh Allen is the discussion. I agree with you. They're the discussion.
Right, but I'm saying my guy is over Josh Allen.
Well, that's
My opinion.
yeah, because I
My
understand you're a Raven guy, Lamar your guy. So that's how you're gonna see it. I get it. But
I would give it to Josh if he deserved it. But what I'm
Well, he
saying, when I
does.
look at the numbers, right, but I'm saying, but when I look at the numbers, comparing them two individuals based on what they have performed this season, Lamar is over Josh Allen, in my opinion.
statistically, but he's not having a bigger impact. You talking about Josh Allen got Buffalo the second best record in the conference with nobody.
But
And
we
this all,
beat
did you
Josh
see the
Allen,
game?
though.
Did you
But
see the game
we
against
beat
Detroit?
Buffalo?
You
But we
beat them
beat
early in
Buffalo.
the year, but you also
Yeah.
lost. But you've also lost to Kansas City. You lost to Oakland. You lost to Cleveland. You lost to Pittsburgh. They beat Kansas City. It don't matter that they beat them early in the year, but that don't mean anything. That don't mean nothing. It's the total season.
I beg to differ that because we talk about the MVP. So that's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
I
So
thought
if
the MVP.
If
That's
you
an
talking
individual
MVP,
vote.
it's saying it's most valuable, right?
Player.
If you take Josh Allen off the Bills, they probably don't even win 2 games. You take Lamar off the Ravens and put the backup in with Derrick Henry and all them, they probably muster about 6 wins, 7 wins.
Nah.
I think they
Okay.
probably get about 6 wins. I think without.
Yeah, I think so.
Nah, man.
Okay.
Nah.
All right, bro.
Lamar presence alone gives Derrick Henry the opportunity to be great.
But
Just because of Lamar.
But Derrick's been doing this his whole career without Lamar. So who's present before when he almost got 2,000? What quarterback was making him get that then?
He didn't
Tennessee
really
ain't have nobody.
He didn't have nobody.
Right, yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm not saying he ain't gonna get. I'm gonna tell you what I think they really gonna do. This is my prediction. I think you're gonna have a situation with Steve McNair and Peyton Manning. They're gonna wind up getting co-MVPs. That's what I think's gonna happen.
No.
I'm just
So
saying.
if Saquon Barkley take down Eric Dickerson's record,
To me, he the guy. To me, he's the guy.
Yeah.
yeah, because I you know what I mean. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because to me, you know, that record been there, what, how many years? 30, 40 years?
Long time. But the only thing I don't like about that record and all the records, and even what these guys are doing, right? You get an extra game.
Yeah.
You get an extra game.
Yeah.
Now, if Saquon can go out and get that 200 and some he need today and break it, that's dope. But you're getting 17 games. OJ got 2014. Eric Dickerson got it in 16. You know what I mean?
Saying.
Hey.
But Eric Dickerson did it in 16 games.
Yes. But Saquon, he getting an extra game. I love it. I want to see the record come down. I just wish he'd do it today, his 16th game. That's all.
I don't think he's going to do it today, though. I don't think he's going to do it.
Who did the Eagles play today?
The Cowboys. He can go for 200 against the Cowboys.
Don't tread the water. Hey, Clay. Tread them waters lightly, man. Tread them waters lightly.
What?
Cowboys going to mess around, man. Hey.
I'm just saying he can. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying he can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cowboys mess around, be a spoiler today.
Okay.
Yeah, they always looking to be a spoiler.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put this out there. The game of the day is the Packers and Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been looking. I've been circling this game since the Vikings started their rolling.
What is the Vikings record right now, though, Jim?
13-2.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, only got 2 losses.
Right up there with Detroit, 13-2.
They've been on fire. They've been on fire.
Detroit got the head-to-head, but if Vikings win today, then the last game of the season is Vikings Detroit for all the marbles.
For all the marbles.
Wow.
And that's for the number 1 seed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though, Jim. Do you feel like even though the Vikings have an impressive record like they do you think they still kind of like flying under the radar? Because they still not really people. They don't seem like they're getting a lot of attention like Detroit.
People are, because Vikings have a tradition. They have a long tradition of breaking my heart and doing this and looking good and then just falling apart in the big moment. I think people are looking at the NFC North with the Packers and the way they're playing and Detroit just rolling. I think just history-wise, people are discounting the Vikings based off of history.
Yeah.
But they've got the 2 best wide receivers in my opinion in the game.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And Darnold is playing lights out.
At least one.
The defensive coordinator has got the defense working well, man. He's disguising those pressures. It's this is the game, man.
Yeah.
Another thing that makes people credit or maybe not go by all the way in with the Vikings is Sam Darnold,
I was
unfortunately.
great
Yeah.
say.
He's
Yep.
having a great year, but his history.
Well,
Yep.
people like, do you think that like Sam Darnold, like before this year, like people had almost wrote him off as almost like a bust?
Mm-hmm.
But see, I like Sam Darnold when he was at the Jets. I just thought he was like with a poor organization when he was with the Jets.
Mm.
You know, I just,
I agree. I
really
agree.
like that organization.
Like I ain't like it either.
They waiting for Cinderella slipper to slip off his foot. They
Well-
waiting for him to turn back into a pumpkin. Yeah,
But
but
you know what,
I'm
though?
happy for him, man. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, because I like those kind of stories. I like when guys like that persevere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, all
Yep.
right, so Sam Darnold, he started out with the Jets, and I think he went to another team before he went to the Vikings. I forgot who they were, but
Was it the Jaguars?
was it? It might have been. I'm not
Jaguars
sure if it was. I'm not.
It
sure.
was
I forgot who-
Jaguars or it
Or the
was
Broncos
Jaguars or was it Panthers? But I think it was the Panthers, and then
Okay.
he was behind
Right.
the Mr. Irrelevant in San Francisco.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's another reason why I even like Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, you know, it's tough when people write you off, man. And you try to hang in there, and you hang in there. I like
Yeah.
them guys, man.
You listen, Kirk Cousins, nobody has pimped the game like him. This dude,
Brett Favre did. Brett Favre did.
no,
Nah,
I'm talking
the
about
Kirk
as far as
Cousins.
his money and his contracts and his earnings.
Mhm.
This
Yeah, my
dude
dude-
pimped the game.
Yeah.
My
He
dude
did.
got the ends, man. He
Yes.
got his money
Woo.
being just off a hype.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, more power to him. He did it. I'd like to know who his agent is.
Yeah. Kirk
I'm
Cousins.
serious. Yeah.
Sam, I like Sam Darnold though, and I'm looking forward to, like you said, Jim, that last game, Detroit and Minnesota, man. That is going to be.
Well, if the Vikings get over on the Packers today, and the line is giving Packers the points, right?
Uh-huh.
The Packers are minus one in Minnesota, and here's kind of the dirty secret.
Mhm.
Packers are on this run, but they only have 3 wins against
Quality
teams
opponents.
over 500.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of hype around the Packers, and don't get me wrong, that NFC North is just a killer division. But
Mhm.
I think the Vikings, and I'm being a homer, I know, but the Packers are aren't gonna do as well as people think. I think the Vikings
Yeah, but you know the Packers and the Lions, they played a close game. I think it went down to 3 points, 34-31 or something.
I mean,
So-
Vikings lost by 2 to Detroit earlier on in Detroit.
Right, but I understand that. I'm saying we know who the Vikings are, but I'm just saying as far as the Packers, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Seattle? Don't Seattle have a winning record?
Yes.
Because they just beat Seattle.
Right.
But
They beat
how many?
Seattle.
You said, but what? How many winning teams?
Three teams over 500. Seattle.
Got you.
I think the Texans and the Rams.
Got you. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
How about the Cardinals?
So,
Cardinals are what are they? 7-9.
Okay. Yeah. They beat the Rams. Didn't the Rams get over 500 now?
Yeah. Rams are over 500.
They beat the Rams earlier this year. Yeah. So they getting there.
yeah.
But that's gonna be a good. That's the game though. That's the game today. That's the game.
Yeah, that's the game I'm for watching. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think
go ahead, Clay.
I think the Packers get them. I'm just saying that because of Jim. Jim be here rooting for him. I'm being rooting for the Packers. Get them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Clayton. I'm like, yeah. I was thinking.
I mean, that's the way the betting's fallen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
The public taking the Packers?
They're -1.
Yeah,
I thought the
that's where I'm
Vikings was
leaning.
-1.
No, Packers are -1
Really?
in
Let me
Minnesota.
go to my source, man. Let me go to my source.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me go to my source. Maybe I have to predict that game today.
Packers are -1 in Minnesota.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
leaning towards the Packers. And some people might say that might be an upset.
See, that's crazy because I'm looking at Sportsbook. Sportsbook got the Vikings -1 at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's shifted. Maybe it's
Yeah, it
shifted
might have
because-
shifted. Yeah, it might have shifted. Yeah. But that betting is close. It's like,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
it's
that's almost like
yeah, it's close.
a gimme game.
Yeah, it's close.
Almost
It's
like a gimme.
when you got 60% of the betting on one side, that ain't really lopsided. That's like 50-50. So that game is up in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm watching out for Saquon today. That's on my radar. I want to see what he do. It ain't too many other interesting games, huh?
Yeah. I wanted
What
to talk
about the
about
Buccaneers? Are the Buccaneers still in the hunt? The Buccaneers.
I think
I'm
they in
there
the
on the
hunt.
outside looking in.
They on the outside. Yeah, they on the outside.
So the Buccaneers need some help in order
Yeah.
to get in.
And Corey, this gonna hurt your argument. This gonna hurt Lamar a little bit too. The Bills don't have nobody left on their schedule to play, so they
Right.
gonna win, and they going
Right.
against the Jets. They going, so he still could get some gaudy numbers and still, you know what I mean? So
I'm not
to me,
disagreeing. Yes.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, man. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
my only thing about that situation with Lamar, like almost like what Clayton says, like you can't have it both ways. Like one year you can win because you don't have the stats, but you got the record. The next year you can have the stats, but not the record and still get it. So they was like, it's almost saying like you can't have it both ways.
Right. And people forget in 2019 when he had that anonymous MVP season and he had 36 touchdowns, a little bit of interceptions. They had the best record in football. They was 14-2.
Right.
You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was huge. That was
Right.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah. And next, I want to go into
I'm sorry.
I want to talk about that game last night, Colorado BYU, right? But before we go into that, what do y'all think about like I want to talk about Washington, the Commanders, and that quarterback. I like that quarterback over there, man.
Oh yeah.
That last game they played, that was a good game.
He legit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, Jim, what you think about him? That kid over there in DC.
Yeah, he's the exception that proves the rule, man. You don't take guys out of college and drop them in as quarterback and have success right away. And that guy, he's got the skills, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even I mean, they tried that with gosh darn it, the guy in Chicago, and it's failed.
Oh yeah,
miserably.
yeah. Justin Fields.
Caleb.
Yeah.
And it's a special guy that you can do that with. And I was nervous with Minnesota trying that with JJ McCarthy.
I like him.
And Panama Queen said it, it's like Minnesota's got a decision to make. Do they re-sign, or do they move all their chips in on McCarthy? But yeah, that Daniels kid, man, he's special.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like the fact that he's got a short-term memory. He threw a couple interceptions in the game against the Eagles, but yeah, he come back. He still threw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He don't shrink. He don't get small in the big moments. Yeah, this kid, and y'all see this pattern, this trend the last 2 years. The number 1 pick is not the guy. It'd be the second pick in the draft. Last year it was Bryce Young, but CJ was the guy. This year it was the boy Williams in Chicago, but Jaden is the guy. It seems like it's a trend, that's following. But yeah, this kid is, he legit, and he can throw the ball. And you don't have to keep his pass attempts down. He can throw. He can win you the game on his arm. You don't have to try to keep him under 25 passes and a fish. This guy got the long ball, intermediate range, make all the throws. And he can run.
And
Yeah.
he can
He
run.
can
And
run.
that's, I think if I
Yeah.
had one concern, it would be his durability,
Yeah,
because he's not a big guy. I
'Cause
mean,
he's
he's
frail.
tall,
yeah.
but he's not
Yeah.
he's not built like a Josh Allen.
Not
Right.
at all.
He's tall as Josh
Bo
Allen, but he's
Nix.
not.
Yeah.
Right. Or Bo Nix. Bo Nix style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man.
He's the truth, though.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
another one of them Lamar Jackson carbon copies. That's all that is.
Well, I'll say this. He ain't as twitchy as Lamar. Like, he ain't cat quick like Lamar. Lamar's
No, not-
speed is stupid. He's
Yeah.
stupid. Nobody runs like Lamar. That's just forget
Yeah.
about it. But I will say,
I said Clayton. I said carbon copy.
that's what I'm saying. I don't like that comparison. I
Oh, you
would
don't?
say that Jalen Daniels is a mix of Jalen Hurts, faster than him,
Right,
and
he
a
fast and hurt, right.
and a Joe Burrow. To me, he's a mixture of those two guys.
Yeah.
He ain't Lamar.
okay.
Lamar's something different, man. Just
Yeah.
that's something else, man.
And
Lamar
speaking-
is Allen Iverson of football. He just out there playing playground sandlot football. That's
Yeah.
what
Clayton,
Lamar is.
so Clayton, you saying Lamar MVP? That's what you saying?
Not this year.
Come on, Clayton. Come on, man.
That's just my opinion. Not this year. I'm not saying.
Oh,
Listen,
man.
he's having the best statistical season. He's probably having the best season out of all the quarterbacks.
Man, he looking like a superhero, man.
Corey.
Okay.
But when
I'm
y'all
just
going,
saying
y'all
not
little
to
Michael
me.
Jordan, when y'all going, y'all little Michael Jordan, little, past Michael Jordan era. Half the people on here don't even remember Michael Jordan. I'm just saying, Lamar Jackson, man. Come on, Clayton. Come on, man. He
I
ain't
don't know
looking
what
like
you want me to say. I'm
Say
giving him
MVP.
all the love I can. I'm saying
Say MVP. You
he's
like
not
on the
to
bench.
me.
You like.
He's not to me.
Man.
I'm just saying to me.
So
Huh?
okay, so who in your eye look MVP to you?
I
I
already
like
said it.
Saquon. I like Saquon.
Either Saquon or Josh.
Okay, all right.
That's it.
Remember them.
Listen,
Remember
I'm
him.
not saying
Don't
Lamar
jump on
won't
Lamar
get it.
bandwagon later. Don't jump on
Huh?
Lamar MVP bandwagon later.
You know I'm not a bandwagon kind of
but
guy, bro.
Corey,
I'm
Corey,
objective.
you should want. He already got a couple MVP. You should want him to be
On a
you know
Super
what I mean?
Bowl. Yes.
Yeah, like
I
we don't
but
even
listen,
want that.
listen. The road to the Super Bowl, yeah, we going that direction. If they decide to put the crown on my man's head, then they put it on his head. We need the Super Bowl. We need that. Because after last season, what we did, yes, that was just a travesty.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, records are to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
And if he accomplished what he's accomplishing to get to the Super Bowl, to me, yeah, right. Like, well, let's just take that one and let's keep going.
I hear you, bro.
I think the road to the Super Bowl this year is steeper than it's ever been for any team.
Exactly. The stakes are higher.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. We got two quarterbacks that's in the running, that's mentioned, Josh Allen and Lamar, and you got two running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's old school football right there with the running backs. You know what I mean? Because they said that was the running back position was supposed to be dead. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty good for the game.
Like 2 seasons, boom. The running backs are in conversation, and they're like Saquon is really like to be chasing Eric Dickerson numbers. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
that's impressive. That's impressive.
And which comment? Derrick Henry chasing 2002. They both conceivably could rush for 2,000 yards. Both running backs. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like O.J. Simpson, Walter Payton type. You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah. But yeah.
All right, let's y'all. Did y'all see that game last night? BYU Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your take on that game?
Me?
Yeah.
They can't. The line of scrimmage, point of attack. There was no match for BYU at the point of attack.
Yeah.
That's simple. They couldn't run the ball. You know, Shedeur was making some bad decisions. You know, he got down in the red zone, took a real bad sack that pushed him way back, wound up missing the field goal. Yeah, the defense, yeah, they just couldn't stop BYU from running the football. It was outmatched at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
and I don't even know if these bowl games, man, they don't even seem to have as much weight to them anymore, cachet. Like, I don't even know if they mean anything anymore. You
There's
know
so
what I mean?
many of them. Like everybody with deep pockets can sponsor a bowl. You got the Pop-Tart Bowl. You know what I mean? And I love Pop-Tarts, but I don't want to see a Pop-Tart bowl, man. You know what I mean? I'm just so used to the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Peach Bowl. All
And
these
to be honest,
Like the Pop-Tarts.
yeah, that's my snack right there. But I'm like, man, I don't want to. It just got crazy. I don't know who played in that Pop-Tart Bowl.
and it was really the turnovers and stuff. And BYU didn't overwhelm them. The score looked like it, but it wasn't over. It was at the point of attack. That was the main point of attack.
They kept pressure on them. But
Yeah.
how do you think those two kids from Colorado? How do y'all think they're going to pan out at the next level? Shedeur and Travis.
You talking about the NFL?
Yeah.
Man, like they fit right on into what's going on. They fit right on that. And like the gentleman was saying, like the streaming part, like they're gonna bring that crowd in, and I mean, like I would have to wait and see, but I ain't jumping on that bandwagon. I ain't jumping on it. I got Lamar Jackson.
Man, we not talking about Lamar, man.
Jumping on no bandwagons, man.
Yeah, I think Travis Hunter definitely gonna, as long as he stay healthy and don't get hurt. Yeah. Travis Hunter, I'm just curious what he's gonna do in terms of what position he's gonna commit to. You know,
he's going offense because that's where the money's at.
That's where the money at. I don't know. Lockdown corners they can get a bag too. Look what the boy in Miami got. What's our guy name in Miami?
But
the cornerback.
I forgot his name. I know you're talking about, but ain't he kind of falling off though?
Now, but he got a lot of money. He made a name for us, huh?
No, not him. I forgot the guy name. Is his name? It ain't Henry. I forgot his name. The cornerback from Miami.
Man, come on, man.
But
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey. Yes.
So but he had to campaign really. He played hard. He had to really campaign for that money too. But I think it'll be an easier sell if he on the offensive side of the ball.
I think so too. On the offensive side,
Okay. Because yesterday,
passingly, he's gonna get paid either way.
Yeah, and like yesterday, as poor as the pressure was and everything, this boy, any ball you threw at his way, yards after the catch, he still wound up 4 receptions, over 100 some yards, and got a touchdown. So
that's good.
He can make something out of nothing. He electrifying. So
I'm glad that Travis Hunt, he had a decent showing yesterday too. Because of some of the stuff that's going on with him, like in his personal life.
You
don't want to see him in a position where people can question his mental toughness. You know what I mean? So other players will be bringing up stuff about about his personal life. Trying to get in his head.
He gonna get that anyway. He gonna get some of that.
Yeah, he gonna get that. They got a cheer. Yeah, they got a cheer that they sitting on the sidelines in Colorado. So he good.
Yeah. But I think he's Shedeur, it depends on the system he go to, the coaching and the weapons around him. What made Shedeur what he was and made his numbers pop this year was those wide receivers they had at Colorado. All those guys was fast. They was playmakers, yards after the catch. Some of those plays, he could just throw the ball up. And Travis just go up between 3 guys and grab it, stuff like that. So Shedeur gonna need a good team around him because he's not. I'm shocked. He doesn't have that speed, huh?
I was just gonna say the draft order right now. Number 1's going to be the Giants, and they need a quarterback.
Wow.
And number 2 is New England, and I can see them going after Travis Hunter.
He's a New England kind of guy, hybrid. Yeah.
I could see them going 1-2.
Yeah.
Well, what about what do you like? All right, so if you say he need a team around him, then like right now, like as it stands, what do the Giants have though that they can have? You know what I mean, as far as like
Yeah,
receivers.
I don't know.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I gotta look up.
Yeah,
Nothing.
he might
He ain't
struggle.
nothing to look
He
at.
might struggle his rookie year. He might struggle, but
Yeah.
he's going to have to get some weapons around him to really be effective. I'm surprised he didn't inherit his dad's speed. Shador's slow.
Yeah, neither one of those guys, but that's world class. That's gifted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That's
know.
world
But
class speed.
yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? You I don't know if you could pass that
That's
down
two
in your
sports.
Not that, but
Yeah.
still, you would think they'd be a little faster. Like, you know, they really Shador's slow.
Oh, y'all can go back to y'all boy Michael Jordan. What his son do when he played basketball?
better than
Right.
Bronny James.
Right.
No. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Yo,
Bronny made it in the NBA. Cut it out, Mike.
hey, Michael Jordan's son is a better ball player. Marcus Jordan is a better ball player than Bronny James. Even if you look at his high school stats and his college stats, he's a better ball player.
Okay,
He
but
wasn't qualified for that position, and his father didn't press that issue.
that's another podcast.
It is. It's a whole nother podcast.
Oh,
Right.
man.
So this year, the Giants were jumping around between Drew Lock and Tommy Cutlets.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Tommy DeVito.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now the question becomes, will Dion block it? Because he was saying, he was making statements like, you know, certain teams don't draft my kid because he ain't coming.
So what do you think he gonna go to? You think he gonna go to Dallas Cowboys? They
just
been
gave
throwing that
Dak
out
all
there.
that. They gave Dak all that money.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't
Jerry
know.
can make you disappear.
I know that I wouldn't mind seeing them going to the Cowboys though, because the Cowboys could put some, you know what I mean, they're pretty good at putting talent around their quarterbacks. So
I don't
also-
think he's fallen to 15 because
Right,
Cowboys are sitting at 15. He's not falling to 15.
No. But
He'll go to
but
Las Vegas before he goes to Dallas.
yeah, I could see Vegas. If Vegas coaching situation changed, I like Antonio Pierce as a player, but he ain't getting it done over there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Shador and Dion be a package deal somewhere. I know Dion said he's not leaving, but
that's why I said the
you never
Cowboys.
know.
So look, wasn't Deion Sanders saying something about a package deal like that they was going to like it was going? I thought it was going to be so it's not going to be a package deal with Shador. And
he's saying he's staying. He keeps denying it. He has no interest in it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Later.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Well, we'll see. I could see Vegas though. Vegas need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think Dion would let him go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to know who Dion got on his list to consider teams that he would, consider his son going to.
His
I
wish
would love to know that.
You said his wish list. I think the Cowboys is
Right.
hop on his wish list.
I think so, man. I'm trying to tell you. Jerry Jones talked different, you know what I mean? And him and Jerry had a good relationship. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, draft is coming.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. What y'all got planned for the rest of the day? What y'all gonna watch some of them games?
Yeah, that's all I'm doing, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's nothing grabbing me real hard. I'm just gonna wait, see the results, see what Saquon do,
Look at
and
Jim.
see who win between the Packers and Vikings. But I don't have to watch it.
Look at Jim. He got his headgear ready. Yeah.
Go Vikings, huh? Purple people eaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them days of Randy Moss and Randall Cunningham and Danny, them days gone.
Now, before that, Jim, do you remember Alan Page and all those guys? You remember?
Alan Page came and talked at my high school.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, you bet, man. So growing up in Minnesota, man, I go all the way back to Fran Tarkington and Chuck Ford and the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah,
man, that's my team.
yeah.
The real Purple People Eaters with Alan Page and Fran Tarkenton.
Who was
Yeah,
that
Frank
running back?
McCarthy.
They had a good running back too.
Chuck Foreman.
Chuck Foreman. Yeah, I used to like him. I used to like Chuck. You know who else I used to like? Crazy dude, Randall.
Oh yeah.
He was nice. He was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
He was hardcore, man,
Yeah, yeah.
on defense.
Damn, they was one field goal away from going to the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy is ready.
I'm ready.
That's what's up, man.
Man.
Y'all enjoy them games today, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate
Yeah,
y'all
y'all do
tuning in
something.
with me, man, to chop it up. Panama Queen, we appreciate you. You know,
Yeah,
you tuning in,
indeed.
chopping up, and appreciate your input. I hope everybody who watched this has liked and subscribed to the channel. Continue to tune in, support the channel. We appreciate the support. Yeah, man, I'm gonna get ready to get me something to eat and watch this game. Watch these games myself, man. What about
Boy, I hope he get MVP for you, man. I hope Lamar get MVP for you, bro.
And if
I
we
hope
get
he
it,
get
pop, hey, if we get it, I'm gonna ship all of y'all Pop-Tarts, man.
Yeah.
What's the significance of the Pop-Tart?
That's Mike's favorite delicacy, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
you send it to Mike. I don't eat them. You want to send me something? I can tell you what to send me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. But
Yep.
yeah, man, we appreciate y'all, fellas. Jim, Clayton, Corey, appreciate you. Panama Queen, we appreciate you. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
And Happy
Yeah,
New
man.
Year.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
happy
have a
New
good
Year.
New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New
Y'all
Year.
be safe. Y'all be safe.
Make sure to watch those games, and we'll see y'all next Sunday at 11 a.m.
Right.
Peace. All right.